Well, every year, over 200,000 Aussies leave our sunny shores in hopes of a better lifestyle, opportunity, financial freedom, or just a good old-fashioned gap year.
But is the grass really greener on the other side? To discuss, we're joined by author of the Expats Handbook, Brett Evans, live from Dubai. Brett, good morning and thanks so much for your time on this. Why has there been a rise in Aussies choosing to move and live overseas?
I think it's a combination of a lot of things. These days you have that ability to be able to move. Everyone's very digitally focused thanks to COVID. Everything went online. Also, countries have become more accepting of foreign expats and immigrants coming into the country as well too. And things have become a bit easier to be able to move your lifestyle around. But that's not to say it's not easy in terms of a complexity point of view. Just there's more homework that needs to be done.
Yeah, and the nuances of where you're actually going to move to. So what are the top destinations attracting Aussies at the moment?
Look, it's been an interesting one because in the past we've seen obviously the UAE has always been up there, but also to United States from a tech point of view. Middle East has been attracting from a job growth point of view. UK, hereditary reasons. There's a lot of areas, Asia, Hong Kong have always been up there as well too. But obviously over the last sort of 3 months, the sort of things shifted around a little bit, but we're starting to see a return to normalisation in terms of where we're seeing the numbers going, and certainly Asia, Middle East, Europe and the United States are the three key areas.
What are the main factors driving people overseas, do you think? Is it the cost of living here in Australia, for example?
Cost of living and tax is a big one. I'd put that down to about probably a third of the reason people go. Adventure. People see something on television and think, I want to live overseas and experience that lifestyle will be another one. Relationships are a big one too. A guy or a girl meets someone on Bondi, meets a backpacker, and guess what? Next thing you know, they're flying over to Switzerland to start a new life in Zurich. So there's a lot of reasons that go on, and we sort of find the weighting changes in terms of the percentages, but certainly tax and cost of living, especially over the last 3 years, has been by far the biggest.
But while the grass might seem greener over there, what are some misconceptions about living the expat life day to day? Because once you're there, you're like, oh, this is much different than I thought.
Yeah, I think the saying we're not in Kansas anymore, Dorothy, is probably the biggest one. Difference in regulations or taxing or how you navigate as a foreign citizen living in a foreign country. People have this, I wouldn't say all people have this blind assumption, but a lot of people have this assumption that it's very similar to Australia, and then they get there and they realise it's completely different. So you need to have that open mind when you're moving to these countries. Okay,
so for someone who is considering a big move abroad, what would you say they need to know and do before they go?
Work out how it affects them personally, but financially as well too, before they go. These days, the biggest thing what you often find is there's a lot of ChatGPT and Google work that people can do to reassess these things. That's a big one because we all have super and property and shares and those sort of things. And when you transport that across, it's not always a easy or a similar sort of equation. So big thing is to do your research on how it affects you moving overseas. A lot of people will get excited about where the kids are going to go to school and where they're going to live, but they don't often look at the financial aspects of those changes. And when they don't do that, they get there and there's a bit of friction that they experience because it's not exactly what it now made it up to be.
Yeah, all right. It's a good idea to do the homework on that. Brett, great to have your insights on this.
Brett.
Thanks so much.
Pleasure, guys. Love to meet you.
See you soon.